Hey guys, Prangell Gaming here. Welcome back to another preview video for Millwall's Championship season. And well, my word, this is going to be a fantastic one. It's Millwall versus Bolton, a game of two newly promoted sides. And well, it's kind of a disappointing one in Millwall in terms of the history on how we've done in the past. We haven't been great. I mean, we've lost 3 more than we've won. We've won 16 times against them. Last beating Bolton in 2012 on October the 6th. Since then, we've drawn twice and lost 5 times. It's quite uncomfortable when we see these score lines and seeing the fact we have to come up against Bolton quite a lot. They're on a 4-game win streak against us. That makes me really uncomfortable making this video. And as you may or may not know, Bolton did beat us twice last season, both times 2-0 home and away. So it does make this game a little bit more nerving for me. But you know what? It's a new season. We have a lot of new players. I really have belief in this squad. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. And I'm going to go out and say it straight away now. I think we're going to win 2-1, and I think it's going to be a fantastic spectacle for either side. Now, obviously, that does mean that Bolton do actually go into this with the same form as us. We've both won a game in the Cup and we've both lost a game in the League. As being a 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest, there's being a 3-2 loss to Leeds in a derby game. And well, obviously, we beat Stevenage 2-0 and they went ahead and beat Crewe Alexandra in, well, a pretty nice game for themselves. Now, going into this game, it's actually quite upsetting if you are a Millwall fan and a Bolton fan. We're both going to be missing big game players, with Jake Cooper going down injured and getting an ankle injury for us, and Lee Gregory seeming to have an injury with his hamstring. Now, with Cooper, I say that for Millwall's terms, he's actually worse to be injured than Lee Gregory, because with Cooper, we have Hutchinson, Webster and Nelson really as our experienced players that can take over in the centre of the defence. Now, obviously, we have Craig as well, who could slot in there if he's not playing, but we'll see how that one goes. But really, they are the main midfielding players or mid-section players of the defence that we could go to. With the strikers, Gregory hasn't scored yet. Now, I know we're 2 games through, and, well, the fact is that that could all change depending on when Gregory actually comes back from his injury. It's hard to say, but we have Morrison, O'Brien, Fred and obviously Elliott that could actually be of better use up top. And I'm not the greatest fan of Gregory, so I'd be open to the idea of playing someone else up top. Now, with Neil Harris, I think he's got an option on who he plays out on the left. He has Ferguson or even Fred, that both got an assist against Stevenage, and Aidan O'Brien, who he casually plays in that left mid role, even though he could be better suited to being a striker. Now, out of the Bolton camp, there's actually some bad news with their injuries as well, with Josh Vaya, their key young player, being injured, along with one of their captain, Darren Pratley. Now, it's a weird injury, but it's a virus. He's out with a sickness, so he possibly won't be featuring. They've also got Sammy Amiobi, Felipe Moraes and David Vita. Now keep an eye on David Vita. That one is key. He was formidable in a centre-back partnership with the former Millwall man, Mark Beavers, who's probably going to be one of the most important players on this pitch. Talking of important players on this pitch, you've got to give it to them and say that Bolton do have some pretty interesting players and some players that I definitely feel will cause us a lot of damage. Now, one of those names being obviously Mark Beavers. He was vital when he played us twice last season, and he was literally one of their best players the entire season, possibly one of the best defenders in League One. So I'm very, very surprised he didn't make it into team of the season. Now, their second player is Josh Cullen. I really like this guy, and despite him being a West Ham player on loan to Bolton. He was fantastic for Bradford last season, and I do generally think out of the very little signings that Bolton have been able to make due to their finances being quite poor, this one is a fantastic signing. He bosses the midfield and he will definitely control the game if he plays. Now the final player is another loan signing. This one is from Newcastle. It's a striker, Adam Armstrong. I have always sung this guy's praises. He is a fantastic attacking player. Didn't have the greatest of seasons, but I do think he will guarantee goals for Bolton. In fact, he has already scored one. So that is just a sign of things to come. Now, in terms of the league table, Bolton are sitting in 16th and we're sitting in 21st. So both sides have really not done that great in the opening game. Obviously, we both lost. So we're both in the bottom half of the table at the moment. Now, in terms of top goal scorers and assisters, Tom Elliott is Millwall's key top goal scorer at the moment with 2 goals. He scored both of those against Stevenage. Nothing really to celebrate about there. Fact is, it was against the League 2 side. Will he do it against the Championship side? Well, that one is something we will see. Now, top assisters. We obviously have Shane Ferguson and Fred Odinyema, who both got an assist. And I think that those two would definitely be in with a shout of playing against Bolton. Now, finally, for Bolton, the travelling side, they have 4 players that have scored their goals. Adam Lafondre, Adam Armstrong, Derek Estade, and I believe, I can't quite remember the other guy's name, but 4 players that have actually gone ahead and got their goals. Now, in terms of the assisters, they have Josh Vale, Will Buckley, Gary Medine and Felipe Moraes. And speaking of Gary Medine, it actually was him that managed to get that other goal. He will also be someone that they could definitely be key in this game. So anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this preview. As I said, I reckon Millwall are going to win 2-1 in a game that's no doubt going to be one for a spectacle for either side. So until the next video I make on my channel, like, comment, subscribe, and of course I will be seeing you guys in another video I do on my channel. But until then, goodbye.